Hi children, Mrs. O'Loughlin again, and I'm here with the next part of our book, The Creakers by Tom Fletcher. So it's chapter 1, The Day It All Began, part 2. And last time we ended, it said something strange was going on. Lucy ran down the hallway, snatched the phone from the little wobbly table and dialed her mum's mobile number, which she knew off by heart for emergencies, like every sensible 11-year-old should. But as her mum's phone started ringing, Lucy saw it flashing on the arm of the sofa. Lucy ended the call and hung her head in defeat. Defeat. Feet. Shoes! Her mum's shoes! She ran to the front door. A pair of cosy, flat slip-ons with flower-shaped sparkly bits were sitting on the mat, exactly where her mum kicked them off every night and where she'd slip them back on in the morning before leaving the house. Surely her mum wouldn't have left the house without her shoes, would she? Lucy's heart sank. This all seemed far too familiar. On the day her father disappeared, one of the strangest things was that his favourite chunky black boots with the yellow laces, which he wore every single day, was still sitting by the front door, like he'd never left. Just like her mum's shoes. Lucy knew there was only one thing for it. She was going to have to call the police. She'd never done this before, and her heart was pounding like a drum in her chest as she pressed the number 9 3 times with a shaky, nervous finger. Now, what do you suppose happened next? If you think a police officer answered the phone and said, "It's okay, Lucy, we found your mum and we'll bring her home right now. We'll pick you up some breakfast for you. What would you like?" then you would be very wrong indeed, and should probably never write a book. What actually happened was probably the worst thing that Lucy could think of. Nothing. The phone just rang and rang and rang and carried on ringing until Lucy hung up. "Since when do police not answer the phone?" Lucy said to herself, her voice sounding unusually loud in the empty house. A little voice in her head told her the answer, when something spooky's going on. Lucy pulled open the front door and stepped out into the stinking morning air. It was quite normal for the air to be stinky outside the Dunstans' family house. It smelt like a mixture of bum gas with a hint of mature sock cheese, and had a sharp after scent of freshly brewed cabbage. It wasn't the house that smelled, no, it was the truck parked on the driveway. It was one of those chunky, clunky, nostril-stinging, rubbish-collecting trucks that trundle around town, with those jolly grubby people in grimy overalls collecting everyone's rotten rubbish bags. You see, Lucy's dad had been one of those jolly-looking, grubby, rubbish-collecting people. He was the bin man for Whiffington Town, where he lived. Well, sorry, where he used to live before he disappeared. Since he vanished, his truck had been parked in the driveway, stinking out the whole street. Of course, Mrs. Dunstan had tried to sell the truck, but no one wanted a stinky old thing like that. Even Whiffington scrap metal said that the pong was too strong for them to crush it. And so there it stayed, on Lucy's driveway. If you ever find yourself behind one of those trucks, take a little sniff. Just a little one, and you'll know what Lucy's Dunstan's house smelled like. Anyway, back to the day it all began. Out in Lucy's street, Clutter Avenue, she noticed instantly that things weren't right. Usually, there was a long line of traffic clogging up the road, and so mad mums and dads took their kids to school and went to work and drove to the post office and the hairdressers and did all the boring stuff grown-ups do. But today, the road wasn't busy. It wasn't just not busy, I mean, it was completely deserted. Not a single car. Lucy looked left, and then right, and then left again, and then right again. And then she repeated that about 20 more times, which I won't bother to write down, because that would just be silly. But when she had finished, she was convinced she was right. Something weird was definitely happening in Whiffington Town. What the jiggins is going on?" she said to herself. What the jiggins indeed, Lucy? Where was Mr. Ratcliffe, the crinkly old man who did yoga in his front pants and his underpants? In his front garden in his underpants? He claimed it was a secret to staying young. And where was Molly the milk lady who delivered fresh milk in her electric van? Where was Mario the Italian man from the next street who jogged past every morning in his skimpy lycra shorts? Where was everyone? That's when Lucy heard a noise. Her heart leapt. Was it her mum? A long, slow creak came from somewhere along Clutter Avenue, followed by a sudden clang. "Hello," Lucy called. I'm going to leave it there for now. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you all soon.